spoken about, especially in light of the training that we did with the editors in terms of digital security. But I'll speak about a new phenomenon, the phenomenon of fake news. A lot of people, if you talk to them, where do you get your news from? They get it from WhatsApp. They get it from Facebook. Seriously. The fake news phenomenon is fake to those who are prepared to listen to anyone and everyone who wants to give them news. For the serious, for the discerning, for those who are serious with getting their own news, you should know where to get your own news from. How do you verify? What are your filters for getting you to get what you call proper news? This is a discussion we need to have. Fake news is not journalism. The reason why I first of all said, when I spoke about the instance of why we're sitting with these two companies of mine to cross-check and verify news, we are applying journalism. Fake news is just basic gossip. But where do you get your journalism news from? Where do you get your news from? This is where you now need to have your own filters in terms of what is proper to you. You need to protect yourself before you consume whatever you get. Your reliable sources of information. I will not get my news if I want to know what is happening in the world from Facebook. I would not. I will not get news from WhatsApp where someone just sends me a message and says Comrade Jinx has died because it's on WhatsApp. I say it's true. That would be naive of me. I think it's an issue where we have a serious crisis. I wanted to start my presentation with an example of what happened. Was it on in February or around early March? The Tanzanian Broadcasting Corporation fired 9 reporters. This is from the reporter who sourced the story up to all the line editors who dealt with that story up to when it was published. It was a fake story, a fake news story from CP, whatever, television. It was a story which alluded that Donald Trump phoned President Magufuli to praise him on his good leadership. That call never happened. Donald Trump did not phone anybody in Tanzania in that month. But a reputable news station ran with that story. You ask yourself, where are the filters that newspapers should have? People say at times your social media is a good source of information. Yes, very true. It is a good source of information. But what then should happen immediately after is to apply journalism to whatever information you have. I would have a serious problem if we have a newspaper in this country that runs a story they pick on social media and have it as a true story, because you need to apply journalism. I still believe a lot of the organizations we have in this country still apply the strictest and the tightest controls in terms of verifying sources of news. I also want to talk about fake news in the context of propaganda. We're going to go into elections. A lot of things are going to be posted. I noticed one trend which is happening, which I had a serious discussion with the comrades at AMH when we dealt with a course on back to basics in terms of your sourcing of news from Twitter and Facebook. It needs my ingenuity, not even my ingenuity. It needs me to have bundles to open an account under Donald Mpota's name on Facebook. Where do I get his pictures? I go to his Facebook page and pick up one of his nicest pictures and use it as a profile and invite anyone else and claim that I am Donald Mpota. I post and the newspaper picks what I post as me saying that. I'm just trying to show you how these things can be. How do you know that this is a Lodolosi Novus Twitter account? Because you are seeing his picture and you are seeing a tweet that claims to emanate from him. So these are some of the things that we need to look at in terms of fake news. When we have a lot of fake news, a lot of people are going to, a lot of politicians are going to open in courts a lot of Twitter accounts. They're going to open in courts a lot of Facebook accounts, including politicians who are not techno-savvy, and you would run with that. It's a warning. The fake news is not as direct as you would see it. There are other subtle ways that they would that will be used in order to bring that. So it's a warning to comrades in terms of your ethical challenges. People are going to mislead you. Why are they going to mislead you? So that they use that as an excuse to say to you, you are not professional, you therefore need to be guided in terms of how you work. Someone was saying here, one of the best defenses for anything that anyone wants to throw at you, your line of defense is that my story was true and accurate. And professionalism is one of the best defenses we can have as journalists. Thank you very much.